Jungle.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Conversations with Segun. I'm excited to be hosting you tonight. And on tonight's episode, we're having a fantastic guest. As usual, all our guests are amazing, and tonight's guest is not an exception. We're going to be having a fantastic 30 minutes talking with her. And let me first of all welcome everyone who's watching right now. I see those who are watching. I see some people online right now. If you are online and you're watching us, I'd like you to go to the comment section and put a comment there and say you are watching and where you are watching from. I want to interact with you. Daniel Odige says, good evening all. Daniel Odige, welcome to the program. How are you? You have been a consistent watcher of this program, and we are excited to have you again tonight. I want to know who is watching. Our guest tonight, you don't want to miss a word of what she's going to be talking about. This is one lady that I've met that has the spirit of excellence to this level, and I'm excited about her. I'm excited about everything she's doing. I'm going to play a video for you. I just want you to stick around. I'm going to play a video for you. When I saw the video, it spoke about excellence, and it was talking about what this lady does. How many people are here? Who is watching? Welcome. Welcome. I want to hear those who are watching. I want to hear from you. I want to see your comment. Put it in the comment section. Wherever it is you are watching from, put the comment right there. Our guest she's already here. She's already seated in the green room. She's waiting, hot and ready to go. But like I said, I want to welcome everybody watching. Daniel says, I'm watching from Warri. Fantastic, Daniel. Welcome, welcome. Also, Rita Cheke. Hello, Rita Cheke. How you doing? My deputy director. Welcome, welcome. I know you are watching from Warri. Our etiquette queen, she's one of our guests for one of the episodes of this month of Conversations with Segun. Oh no, she's not the one. Jemine Omadele says, good evening, watching from Benin City. Jemine, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? How's Benin City today? Like they say, Benin, Oba, Tokpe. He said, how's the Oba's Palace this evening, Jemine? Welcome. I see you. Adenike Oluremi from Lagos. Adenike, how are you? Welcome to Conversations with Segun. If this is your first time, let me know that this is your first time on our program. By the way, if you have not already liked our YouTube channel, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. If you're watching from Facebook, go like my Facebook page so that you can get, every time we're on, you can get information that we're on. Okay? Another thing I'd like you to do quickly before we bring our guest, please do share this stream with your contact. Share it, share it. There's a share button right there on this live that you're watching right now. Share it. Let people know that we are having so much coming tonight. You don't want them to miss it. You love them so much that you want them to watch this. So share it with them so that they can watch also. Jemina says, oh, I'm the one. Fantastic, Mrs. Bale. Welcome. I was confused when I saw the name. I'm sure that's your maiden name, by the way. Rick Chops, Rita from Warri, welcome. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to Conversations with Segun. I'm excited, obviously, tonight. Adenike says, I'm always excited and happy. Fantastic, good. Me and you are together. By the way, Adenike is from Lagos. All right, so our guest tonight is the president of the prestigious Businesswomen Connect, and she's also the CEO of Brad E Events. If you have heard about Brad E Events before, some of the best events organized anywhere in Nigeria is organized by this not too young lady. I don't want to call her old, I don't want to call her young, but not too young lady who's already seated in the studio. Let me whet your appetite. I'm going to play a video for you. I'd like you to watch the video in a few seconds. I'll play it up to a point. I'd like you to watch it. Then I'll bring our guest who's already seated in the studio. Watch this video.
Hello, my name is Doubra Emien, the Creative Director for Brady Events. We're a premium event planning service dedicated to dishing out well thought out, beautiful and elegant events. Our team brings to you 10 years of experience on a domestic and international level. We have the capacity to handle every aspect of your event, from vendor management to vendor selection, budgeting to the on-the-day coordination. Our style is timeless elegance infused with individuality and authenticity. Taking ideas and translating it to reality isn't about one element. It is a combination of what you can see and what you can't see, and that's the Brad E touch. From walkway to ceiling, and from centerpieces to stage, every element treated like art. When it comes to the event, we believe every client deserves their own unique experience, and that's why at Brad E we're deliberate about making every event feel different and special from the last. We want family and friends to recognize that the event is an extension of who they are celebrating. Our ideal client will be one who is willing to trust our professional opinion and who will let us do our job according to their budget. Not every client comes in knowing what they want, but when we start consultation, we are able to help put the pieces together.
Who doesn't like that video? Let me hear in the comment section. Who doesn't love that video? Who wasn't blown away by that? By the way, that's not the end of the video. I just showed you a sneak peek. By the time you watch the whole video, you will understand what the Brad E touch means, and you will understand what excellence is. But by the way, who doesn't like that video? Put it in. If you don't like that video, put it in the comment section. I want to see who doesn't like that video that you just watched. I'm not seeing anybody, so everybody loves the video. So the person who was talking in that video, who is in charge of what you saw in that video, is the one we have tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome the CEO of Brad E Events, my friend, my sister, Doubra Emien. Doubra, welcome to the program tonight.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Oh, wow.
I'm sure many of the ladies here who know you from the Business Women Connect, which is one of Nigeria's premium business entrepreneurship gathering for women. I can say that because I've seen the first, the second, the third event. I've seen what you have done. Anybody who has seen anything about Business Women Connect, who has seen anything about Brad E and some of the fantastic things you are doing would say that this woman is a woman of excellence.
Thank you, Segun. Thank you, everybody, for having me. I usually like to be behind the scene, in as much as people know my face now. It's not something that is the funnest thing for me to do, but again, to share a bit of what we know is always a privilege and an honor. We don't take it for granted. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Welcome, Brady. For those who don't know, like I mentioned again, she's the president of the Business Women Connect. She works with our co-executive directors, one of whom we had at the previous episode of our program, Ufuma Ogbo, popularly known as Buffy's Cookhouse. And I think there's a Nome also, who is one of your EDs. Fantastic. So I'm going straight tonight, Buffy. Sorry. I'm going straight tonight, Brady.
Right.
You used to be a stockbroker and an investment person. How did you switch from that into event management?
Okay, it wasn't a deliberate switch. I followed Manuel. That's a short story. And, having to leave my job, leave my life and come into this space, I looked for jobs I couldn't find. And when I found, the figures were funny to me because I'd not earned that little in a long time. And my
Mm.
love for events had grown around the time when I was preparing to get married. I think a lot of event planners, people who find themselves in that, they sort of stumble on the passion when they're, maybe either planning their own event. So yeah, I saw that I liked it, because it took me a year plus to plan my wedding, and it was something that I started to like. So when I came here, I found that there was a big hole, you know, and it was something that I could easily fit into. I made some inquiries, asked around, and then I just dived in, and the rest is not quite
So,
history, but we're here.
like most people will say, it was my passion. So yours was not passion. Yours was there was really nothing
Not
to do. So you
necessarily
had to look
like,
for something to do.
yeah, and it was something that I already liked
Okay.
because of plan. I had an event planner at my wedding, and it wasn't let them. But I remember when my friend was getting married in 2004. I was at the event and I saw this particular lady. She's my mentor now, and my madam, Funke Bokno. I saw her. She was my senior in secondary school. I saw her, and I saw it was a big wedding, a very big wedding. They had a big family. She has very intrusive aunties normally, but I saw that all the aunties were seated. Her mom was seated. Everything was. I just saw this lady and her team, and I was like, "What is going on here?" In fact, that wedding had a buffet service for 1,000 people, and it was efficient. And I was like, how? So that was something that stuck in my mind that when I'm getting married, it's something that I must have. So it grew from there. And when I got here, of course, nothing to do. I found that space. Yeah, and that's how we got here.
And you decided to fill that space. I was listening to one of
Yes.
my I was listening to one of my financial mentors, and he said, please don't follow your passion. He said, look for a problem and solve it.
Yeah.
In solving that
Yeah.
problem, you will make money, and when you make money, you can follow your passion. It didn't
Yeah.
sound like the normal thing that we know,
Sometimes.
but to him, he said that's the
Sometimes,
right
because
way
in
to
the
go.
end, if your passion, yeah, that's right. 'Cause sometimes, if your passion isn't solving any problem, what exactly are you doing? And so you might end up investing so much time and energy on something that you are passionate about. It's not a just cause. It's not feeding you. It's not doing anything except consuming you. So what
Your time.
exactly, you know, exactly, and burning your time. So yeah, maybe sometimes you might not. So you need to really settle down and really know whether your passion is even solving anything or filling any space. Hmm. Right. Are you there?
All right, I'm back. Doubra, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Are you there? Yes, I can
Yes,
hear
I'm here.
you.
Okay, fantastic. So you
Right.
started it not because it was a passion, but because you wanted to do something. How was it for you,
Yeah,
like
no, necessarily.
starting that in Warri here, knowing that you already had people who were into event management, but maybe not like what you envisaged. How was it for you starting? Because I was asking Buffy, how was it for her starting a catering business in Warri, knowing that it's not like what she wants to do that she has seen in other places. How was it for you, like starting in Warri?
Okay, for me, what I did, it wasn't like anything in particular, but what I did was that I shopped around. I took my time to find out where was available. The people that I needed to know. the people that I needed to see. And right now we get that a lot where people just slide into your DM and you just look and shake your head. I found these people, I made the call and I went to them. Like I physically went to different people's offices to introduce myself, introduce my ideas. So what I did was that how was I going to, because I didn't know anybody in Warri except for my husband. I didn't have any network, I didn't have anything, so I needed to build a network. So I decided to do an event first. And what I did was I did what was like a small mini trade fair for small businesses and people around the event industry. So makeup, hair, there was no decorator or event person. I was the only one, but someone who was doing basso, cake, and so I went around. Some people answered me. A lot of people didn't answer me. But it was fine. But I was fortunate because, what's her name now? Wedding World. I didn't know her office. I know I was driving one day, and I heard the adverts. And what they said in the advert picked my interest was that she advertised and said she did dark forest cake and red velvet cake. And that wasn't something I'd seen in the space. So I felt like that was somebody that I needed to know, someone who was doing stuff like that, connect with. So she was one of the people I went to. I didn't know anywhere. My husband drove me there. We went to see her, amongst others. And she was basically the person who says, oh, this what you're trying to do is fantastic. I've attended stuff like this abroad and all of this kind of stuff. Let me not bash the people that slide into them, because I slid into people's Facebook at the time. Some people answered, some people, but what I did was that instead of just saying, hi, my name is Doubra, I want to come and attend my event, I would try to book a meeting with you so that I could talk to you about what I was trying to do, and give you some respect. Yes, and sell the idea that this is what we're trying to do. I like to introduce myself. Please, can I get a meeting with you so that I can expatiate? And I think that created a better impression than just throwing an invite to somebody that is a madam. Not like I'm a madam, no, but someone that is your senior in a space, giving her some respect that I honor you enough to come to you and share my ideas. Some answered me, and Wedding World was one of those people who answered me. And not only did she answer me, she said, oh, there's this lady that does something here. Let me tell her about what you're doing. And the truth is that another thing I did was that I made the fee, because it was at a fee. I made it very little. And I didn't have a lot of money, but I made it very little because I needed their network much more than, because I didn't have any. So I was going to use their network to springboard myself. So I made it very little and made up the rest of it for my money, or my husband's money, because I didn't have money, and we put it together. Because he was the one who sort of supported. We had just come off from doing a wedding, and it wasn't cheap. We just got a home, so we were just trying to find our feet, and he supported me, and we came. So he took me around, and she was one of the people who supported me, and I did that, and different people came to the event. I set up and spoke about it. I attached a course to it, and then we also spoke about breast cancer. And that's how I met already. Same thing, I just messaged her, this is what I'm trying to do. I put it on Bella 90. I paid for that from my pocket. They didn't even know what I was talking about. Like, people don't know Bella 90, you need to know Bella 90, it's going to be there, all that kind of stuff. Those who knew realized I was serious. I had a nice flyer, I did everything, put it up there, and that's how we did that. Unfortunately for me, from that event, I got one of my first major jobs, because at the time a minister's son attended that event, and then his dad wanted to do his birthday and called me and said, oh, hi, you're an event planner, but you're the one that, I said, yeah, oh, my dad's birthday. I said, yes, we can handle this, and I went ahead, and that was one of my first events, and it was a good one because it was a good spring. So from there, I met a few people. This one connected me to that one. Oh, sorry, I need a draper, and this person gave me a draper. oh, sorry, I need this. I'd already bought some of my materials. And one thing I did very early, because what I wanted to do was very clear, and I wasn't going to take any shortcuts. So I ensured that I was trained, and then so that means I knew the right things to do. So at the time, the people were using a lot of satin, you understand, cut small satin, even the big decorators were doing that, but I knew that that was wrong. So instead of me to go and cut many satin, I ensured that I had 200 good tablecloth. Instead of me to go and buy rubbish flower and do big flowers, instead I did smaller flowers, but I bought quality flowers. So that at least at a time I could do 200 fantastic events as opposed to diving in doing rubbish. And that's from there I got another job. One of the photographers who came for the fair gave me another job. And so from that job, I now got another job. And that's how, we kept growing.
So two things jumped at me while you were talking, Doubra, about building a network. You built one from that program that you had. But something people don't hear when people talk is that you mentioned that your husband has been very supportive. He was one of the ones who gave you that first, stable point for what's the role of the man in building a career for the woman? We didn't plan to talk about this. I'm just going to put that in there now.
Let me tell you, your partner who you're with is whether it's a man or a woman, is a very important driver of your vision. And it's not even about money alone. If you have a tall dream and you are saying it to somebody, the person you live with, and the person smashes it immediately, nobody else, your confidence is beat. So if you have, and that's one thing that I've been blessed with. I have a husband that is very well exposed. He wasn't very much like me. He can be in this room and you will not notice he's there, because he likes to be behind the scene and all of that. But I have a husband who does not believe anything I'm doing is impossible. So if I say I want to do something, he's constantly like, okay, I find you no beg and too much money. You understand? You're all for it. So I have the kind of husband that if I'm in a space and I say, guy, they're calling me in Kafanchan now. I have 20, I beg, balance me 5K, let me be going. To balance me 7K so that I can be going there. I might come back with something, I might not come back with anything. But that there's someone that can always say, look, go get it. So it makes me, maybe another advantage is that to me, I operate in a way like I'm in a virgin space. There's nothing, I don't know who is rich, I don't know who is poor. I don't know any big man, I don't have any primary school mates that you catch me on the other. In those days, there's nothing. As you see me, that's how you meet me. So I think that also was a great help, that I didn't have any preconception in my mind, you understand, about anybody. I wasn't going to impress anybody. I wasn't going with. So me, I think because I came into a space that I felt, for lack of a better word, that I let me not say that I was smarter than this space, but it was clear that what I was going for, nobody was doing it. At least until as I was working, I started seeing others who were thinking like me, and I also tried to align with them. If I saw someone who was doing good in my space, because another thing I learned about working in Warriors, that there's a lot of hostility naturally towards people who are doing things similar to you. But from very early, if I met someone that I thought whether she was big or smaller than me, and I thought I saw the potential, I will pick up my phone, I'll call you, and I introduce myself to you. Hi, my name is Doubra, and I got your number from your page. A bit like, who is this one? Because obviously they already knew the brand. But I have never been afraid to, you
Network.
know, say, hey, girl, I see what you're doing. Well done. You understand? Because exactly to network. Because of all, I sincerely believe that if it's only one person that is doing it good, you haven't done well. And if I'm the only one, it makes me stand out in the wrong way. But if there are more people who it gives room for them, others can go behind us. They understand that we keep moving. But if I'm charging 1 million and the next person behind me is charging 100,000, very shortly I'll be extinct. And that was what was going on earlier on, where there were very big people and then there were others. And those big people, nobody could near them. You understand? It seems like they were the ones who knew the big men. And many of them we don't hear their names anymore because they didn't carry anyone along. So sometimes it's important to also carry people else.
Others
Those
along.
some of the things that try to do. Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic, Doubra. You said so much, but I want to go to the essence of the topic tonight, which is on how
Yeah.
did you build your ex. Doubra, I've worked with you not too long, but the few times I have been around you, I've seen your knack for making sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, and are not just crossed, are crossed properly. Make sure things are done that when you see them, it is from you I heard that look, forget saying worry to the world, worry to the world. Worry to the world, can we compare it to Lagos? Can we compare it to anywhere? We must see worry as the world, part of the world. So what is happening in London should be able to happen here. And that's what you are doing with
That's
Brady.
right.
How did this culture come? Were you taught? Did you learn it? If you learned it, what spurred you into learning it?
Um, is for me maybe my own upbringing. I come from a family that we live simply, but you always have to do things properly. So I think maybe that also influenced, my lifestyle and influenced the way I do things. I from very early I measured myself against an international standard. So if I would speak to you, I'd always describe that E as an international event planning business, decorating business based in Warri. So our goal has never really been to be a local champion. It has never been attractive to me to be a local champion because the truth is that we're in a global village. So
Very
if
true.
everybody's clapping, that's why I'm always very wary of praise. It's not like I don't like it, but I tell my staff that sometimes when we do something and it's supposed to be aligned, we are taking our measurements and one thing is shifting small, and then you tell me, and I'm compliant and I'm compliant, I said they liked. I'm like, who is they? Will they pay you? We work for those who can see the difference. For those who can see the difference, because for every time people come into a space, it is guaranteed that everybody will think that it's nice, whether I did it well or not. It is the person that will notice that this thing will inspire you, but that is the person value. So for me, it has always been important that they see the value, they see the quality over the paparazzi. So for me, I don't try to make big statements. I'm not trying to do grand things. I'm just trying to do whatever I'm doing well. So I don't care that it's big, that I don't, all of those things in all sincerity, it also attracts me. So for instance, if a client said to me, I would like for us to do a grand entrance, something is coming from up, I'm like, great, it's going to cost us, let me do the math. And I come back and tell you it's going to cost us 5 million. Like, ah, can't we do 500,000 naira own? I'm like, Oga, if you cannot do it the right thing, let's scrap it. Because for me, we are already in a space that people judge harshly. The
True.
the expectation is very low, just generally. And I'm not going to play into that what's it called? I'm not going to play into that narrative. I would
Yes.
rather we did it small and do it properly than do
Well,
a wishy-washy idea of a big thing. So that's always been the goal. So that's why I lose a lot of clients. You'll be surprised that I lose far more clients than the ones that I do. Because
Wow.
sometimes they come, yes, a lot. You can't even, if you see my DM, if you see my DM, you would think that based off of these inquiries, I should be out, but I don't retire safe. But you see, because not everybody sees the value. And for us, that's
True.
what's most important. If I'm doing 100 people, I rather, if you have 500,000, I rather we maximize that 500,000 to serve the people correctly than stretch that 500,000 to serve 1,000 people and do rubbish. Yeah,
True.
because there's no small money. So are we going to do it well, highlight what's important in the event, and leave all those big, big fancy things? Because in all sincerity, you can't afford it. You can't afford it. I can't afford it because I cannot do your wedding for you. Right? So for us,
True.
it has always, it's never really been, it's just focus on bringing value, small ways, and consistently evolve the industry. Because again, because the bar is very, even when we were just, managing the quality of our events, people were already clapping very loudly for us in Warri. We don't do a since for the Warri now. But if you compare progressively over the years, you will see that we have consistently grown. So that's why, again, I'm not into unnecessary. I judge myself based off of where I ought to be, where my industry is, and where I ought to be going. Because if I'm judging by the ovation, by the popularity, by all of those things that people judge as success, since we're now in the social media era, posting picture, blah blah, you know, not necessarily growing in terms, because our work is very visual. So but I wasn't doing you understand, I was struggling. I've been struggling years up until like, and why did it balance? Because I took tough decisions about how we're going to be able to elevate our quality from one level to the next. I'm
Wow.
not just complaining. People don't want to pay, blah 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 blah, and all of those problems we have in our
So
space.
Doubra, to be excellent is not an easy task.
No, it's
People will
not.
not understand you. People will want you to bring down your standards. People will do all kind of things. They will not be willing to pay you for excellence, but you have to stick to it
Oh
and
yes,
decide first that I want to be
yes,
excellent, no matter what the market is saying.
yeah.
Someone said to
Much
me,
more than, much more
before you
than
come in, before you come in,
I
Deborah,
want to be popular.
someone said to me, he said, to people that matter, the little things matter. To
Yes,
people that matter,
am.
the little things matter. Can you hear me, Deborah?
Yes, yes, yes. Very true. Because I've learned that, and I think that yes, I can hear you. One of the things that I've learned in this space is that money is not a determining factor of people who appreciate value. So I learned very early in this space, people are more interested in saying, let me do one big man event, or let me do another big man event. Very early, I knew who my clients were, and I knew where to find them, and I put myself in that space. So let me tell you a short story. So after a few events are done, um, for one, I did the next one, and I met a group of young. That was the first time I saw Look on another vessel, look on another vessel. That's the first time I saw Posh Worry children. And I say, hey. So this type of children are in this worry. I didn't know that they existed. I had to find where they were because those are the ones who have left, who have experienced the world, and they're the ones who know the difference. And me, I wasn't looking for big money. I was looking for someone to just, so if I did something for 100,000 today, if I finished it for 100,000, that the next person will pay me 110. And then I finished that. And the next person will pay me 115,000. And then I can take that. And then next time, upgrade to 200. And that's how we kept moving. So I did certain things. I don't know if I should say it or I should not say it. To put myself in their space. I went to the websites that they would check. I looked around. Nobody were in those places. All the big event planners, all the big people were dependent on the fact that they knew their fathers. They were dependent on the fact that they knew who the big men were. I didn't know anybody. So I had to find these people. Even when I wanted to join Instagram, I purposely did an event again. I'll put it where they will go to because they didn't know me. They didn't know, I didn't have a page. I put that event where these people will find that page that first day, and I put my event and I opened my Instagram. Yes, I opened my Instagram page today. I put my event out the next day. As I put my event out on that space, I got like almost 500 followers the following day. At that time, there were no influencers, anything. Again, I leveraged, aside from that space I put it, I also leveraged the network or people who were already in that space on Instagram that were doing better than you, who already had followership, who were also good at what they were doing. I've always aligned myself with people who are doing whatever they're doing well. No matter, so doing well, you know, that's different from doing big.
We can hardly hear you, Doubra.
Because again, I'm not attracted to the big stuff.
We can hardly hear you. It's
attracted to the.
Okay. Let me take Doubra off the stream, and I hope, Doubra, you can hear me in the green room. We can barely hear you on here. But what I want you to do, Doubra, if you can hear me, just go off the stream and come back so that we can ask you the last question. If you can hear me, Doubra, your stream is breaking, so we can barely hear you. That's why I took you into the green room. So you can go off and come back, and I hope she heard me. But while Doubra is away, guys, those of you that are just joining, watch this video while we get Doubra back. I'll stop it when she comes back.
Hello, my name is Doubra Emien, the Creative Director for Brady Events. We're a premium event planning service dedicated to dishing out well thought out, beautiful and elegant events. Our team brings to you 10 years of experience on a domestic and international level. We have the capacity to handle every aspect of your event, from vendor management to vendor selection, budgeting to the on-the-day coordination. Our style is timeless elegance infused with individuality and authenticity. Taking ideas and translating it to reality isn't about one element. It is a combination of what you can see and what you can't see, and that's the Brad E-Touch. From walkway to ceiling, and from centerpieces to stage, every element treated like art. When it comes to the event, we believe every client deserves their own unique experience, and that's why at Brad E we're deliberate about making every event feel different and special from the last. We want family and friends to recognize that the event is an extension of who they are celebrating.
All right, Doubra is back. Don't worry, for you guys who want to watch the video to the end, when we finish the program, by the time I'm done talking with Doubra, you will watch the video from the beginning to the end. I'll play it till we leave today, so you will not miss anything. Just don't worry. Doubra is back. Let me bring her back on stream. Doubra, welcome back.
Hi.
So
Hi.
we were losing.
Can you hear me?
We're losing you. We can hear you. We're losing you because of the network.
Right.
But quickly, last one, Doubra. I wouldn't be fair if we don't talk about the Business Women Connect. What spurred you to organizing that premium? Mark the word I'm using. That premium. I used to organize events in the city, and I thought I was doing well until the first Business Women Connect came, and I saw the planning and organization, and every year it has improved, kept improving. It's something everybody is looking for. In fact, if you have a men's version of that, I'm sure it will overflow, because already just like the ladies that are enjoying the Business Women Connect. But what brought you to the point where you gathered your friends and you guys started the Business Women? I'm sure it's the spirit of excellence, but tell us about it in 1 second.
Okay, right. So for TBWC, for me in my business, from very early, I've always gone for conferences, trainings, stuff like that. I realized that when we went, it would be either me and somebody, me and one person, me and two people, me and three people. And you see, we had a lot of people who, they had this idea of when women, there's a general perception of when women gather in this space, which was basically women gather for party, ashoebi, charity, in quotes. And there was a year, there were so many activities going on around. I was just saying advert upon advert about different things for women. And of course, I've always liked, I've always been to sisterhood and women, just generally. I was like, so in this thing now, so if you want to just, because of 10,000 naira program, there was big, there was small, there was 150, 200,000, 10,000, 5,000, there are all sorts of categories. And if you had to go, you had to travel. And I realized that I felt like part of the problem of our space is that people are not exposed. We mix money and exposure. And I still see a lot of people who have a lot of money, but are not refined. I'm not gonna verse, so I know they cost anybody, but we still see stuff like that. And one day I just ranted that, look, you see, this time we're just going to be sitting there in the world, this time we'll just be looking. People are just, learning so much, and we're just here. And people were complaining. In fact, we did say, I now put it out there that if I organize something, will you join me? The first three people who commented became the first members of the Business Women Connect. Buffy, Onome, and our ex-partner. And they all just said our ex-partner had tried to do a women's thing. In fact, let's leave that. I now reached out to her, like, this is what I'm thinking, so let's try, but this is one kind. And I said, no, if you cannot find 100 women in this space who hunger for something different, then we have a bigger problem than we actually think. I cannot believe that I'm the only one who thinks the way I think in this space. And that was the driving force. So, of course, there was me, Onome, and Buffy. Buffy says, so what are you having in mind? Onome was like, I know it's just my colleague from the one-on-one, actually. She just says, oh, what are you thinking? Anything you're thinking, I'm game. And so we had the first meeting, prayed about it, and that's how we started. And of course, I describe myself as someone that has longer throats. I know Sabi do small thing.
Small thing.
I believe that if I'm going to do it, no, no way. You must be big even though it's small.
Mm.
You know, it must be done well, even though. So the target was 100 women. If we can get 100 women and make sure that we brand it properly, connect to as many people, beg people, please help us post, help us create a buzz, create curiosity. And so from even the presentation of how we approached the first speakers, who we did not know anyone. I remember the first time I told you that this is what we're going to be doing. We're in front of Temple, and I was telling you about it, and I just said very casually, oh, Tara is going to Tara is going to be there. Tara is going like say I know who be Tara. But you see, God makes these things. Onome had met Tara at an event, and they spoke about part of the reasons why they don't like to they don't like home very much. Most of the fear is that people have built a good brand for themselves, they built a great image, and they don't want to come into a space that is shoddy because it's worried, it is poorly planned. Someone that is used to excellence on a level. The first TBWC it wasn't, you know, we're just going with the flow. We tried to plan as much as possible. There were so many shortcomings. But you see, because it was clear that we were novices and we came in with good intention and we pushed for excellence, those women who came have become our pioneer advisors, and they fight for us in a way that in this space nobody is fighting.
It's rare.
No vessel, no vessel, but it is what we go through. Nobody is fighting for us as much as these women are opening their networks for our sake. We don't pay them. TBWC doesn't yet have the capacity to pay these people. But because of the work that we are putting, the way we package it, the way we show what we intend to do. And so for every time we take it to the next level, they feel proud to be a part of us. Imagine that after the first one, the mistakes we made in the first one, we repeated it in the second one. It will be like we're not serious. So the next time, we cannot go to, you understand, for every year, Auntie Adesola, who is chair of the advisory board, you know, she comes every year. She's not a speaker, but she comes. After the first year, she has not spoke again. But she comes when we have gaps. She will do MC for us. She will do this one. Betty Rabo wants to go around, and they say, you're Tara that they come the second time. But based off of what we did, calls and says, Auntie Betty is coming to worry because of you guys are here. People are my people. And it makes us very proud. And not only that, we're beginning to build a community of women who were hoping, came from a place of excellence, sisterhood. You're not that you don't see me, are you threatened by anything that I do, but that of inspiration to you to aspire for better. And that's how people go in their community, that I can see you and I'm inspired by you to do better, not see you as it she be. Whereas I took carry body and me.
Yes.
Based off of, I don't know where you get this because
they do like say na no pass.
Sabi no me be that no too sabi mouth too sharp, it's not only English. In the end, the truth is that we are not for everybody. We are not water. We are not food. We are not for everybody. Even food that they select and only water.
You're not
even Jollof, they are still fighting whether it's Ghana or Senegal or Nigeria. So there are specifics. But because we are not for everybody, we hope the people who see value are attracted to us. People can look past whatever you feel about me as a person and look to the greater good of what we're doing and join us, as opposed to say, you know, the first day somebody sat down in that space and when Onome was standing next to me, and I say, what did they do for you? No worry, I'll go do my own. At the first conference, she sat there and said, do her own. But it was more than one person. It was a community effort because no matter how hard we worked, if the women, the 100, and in the end we had almost 400 women instead of, I mean, there are thousands of women. If they didn't feel a connect to what we're doing,
Vibe.
it would have been an embarrassment. Yes. So it's so for everybody who registers and attends, we consider them family. And for many of them, they register again and again. And that's also because they come into the space and they see that this is,
Value.
something worth being. Yes, it has true value, and we thank God for it. We thank God for it.
Well, Doubra, the only thing I've heard that has rang in my head today from you speaking up until now is value. I don't know how many people heard. Value has been a word that has been on and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And on. So if you have to
Yes.
Doubra, value is the watchword. Value is the watchword. Value is the watchword. Value all the time. You must continually present value. And I want to thank you, Doubra, for bringing that value to the city and for bringing value to what you do. That value that you have brought has raised the standard in our city, and everyone is wanting to do like, this is how Brad E does it. This is how the businesswomen connect do it, and so we must do it like that. Thank you for bringing value into this space. And I want to also thank you again.
Thank you, Tom.
For bringing value to the program tonight. Our time is gone.
Thank you.
I want to say a big thank you to you. I want to let you go so that you can attend to family. But I'm going to be playing your
Thank you very much,
so that those who haven't watched it can watch it to the end.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. We are honored and we are humbled. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you for coming, Doubra. Have a wonderful night.
All right. Cheers. Good night. God bless.
All right, so don't go anywhere. Doubra just left, but I'm going to be playing her video to the end. So for those who have not watched her video, just stay put. I will show that video right away. But in case you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. If you have not liked our Facebook channel, our Facebook page, please do like the page and stay here. This is the beginning of the October episodes of Conversations with Segun. Next week, we have another fantastic lady. By the way, all our guests this month are ladies. I decided to do it that way so we can have ladies come to talk to us and share with us their story so that every lady out there watching can learn. If you didn't get anything today, get value and excellence. Watch this video and I'll be right back to close the program.
Hello, my name is Doubra Emien, the Creative Director for Brady Events. We're a premium event planning service dedicated to dishing out well thought out, beautiful and elegant events. Our team brings to you 10 years of experience on a domestic and international level. We have the capacity to handle every aspect of your event, from vendor management to vendor selection, budgeting to the on-the-day coordination. Our style is timeless elegance infused with individuality and authenticity. Taking ideas and translating it to reality isn't about one element. It is a combination of what you can see and what you can't see, and that's the Brad E touch. From walkway to ceiling, and from centerpieces to stage, every element treated like art. When it comes to event, we believe every client deserves their own unique experience, and that's why at Brad E we're deliberate about making every event feel different and special from the last. We want family and friends to recognize that the event is an extension of who they are celebrating. Our ideal client will be one who is willing to trust our professional opinion and who will let us do our job according to their budget. Not every client comes in knowing what they want, but when we start consultation, we are able to help put the pieces together. Our mission is to help establish and interpret our client's vision and elevate it to the highest level. It's really not about who the client is that excites me the most. It's about the energy that builds between us and how we interact with each other. Our advice: trust yourself that you have hired the right professional for your event. Let every key person, parents, siblings know your decision and get them on board early. Let us lead you in crafting the perfect team while you focus on enjoying the process. Keep your expectations aligned to your budget and let us nail it for you. Welcome to Brad E.
All right, that was Brad E's video, and I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. Thank you. You guys have all been fantastic. This is a very good comment that I want to use to end the video tonight. It says, time well spent. I hope this was well spent time for you. Thank you for joining. Do have a wonderful night. Next Tuesday, we are on again with another fantastic guest on Conversations with Segun. Have a wonderful night.